Which car brands might be gone very soon? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. I'm going to talk about 5 car brands which are barely surviving and are on the verge of total collapse. Which means that buying any one of these car brands right now is a huge risk and potentially a major financial loss if they were to go under, which means they should be avoided at all costs. Let's begin with the first of these car brands, which is Infiniti. I don't think that this one comes as a huge surprise. Infiniti was once a popular competitive luxury brand, but in the last decade, it has fizzled into a hollow shell, now only with 2 models left for 2026. The QX60 and QX80. One, a giant, laughably expensive 6-figure SUV that few could justify buying, and the other, a somewhat sensible 3-row crossover, which the company just ruined by replacing its reliable V6 engine with their problematic 2-liter VC turbo engine, which has been failing left and right and was just recalled for bearing problems. Infiniti's parent company Nissan is in major financial trouble, and it is clear that they simply do not have the resources to properly invest in Infiniti to make it a competitive brand. In any case, consumers have moved on, and there's just no reason for this brand to exist anymore. Frankly, given the financial mess that Nissan is currently in, it would take a miracle for the company to turn things around and prevent total collapse. The next car brand, which is on the verge of total financial collapse, at least here in North America, is Mitsubishi. Now, this has been the case for ages now. Mitsubishi has never managed to crack the North American market, and they simply do not have the products, the reputation, or the network to change that. They really only make one decent vehicle, the Outlander plug-in hybrid, which is a pretty good SUV with a very well-designed hybrid system. But one decent vehicle is nowhere near enough to keep this company alive or make it worth considering. Mitsubishi's lineup is incredibly outdated. Their dealer network is very weak and very small, their customer support stinks, and good luck getting a warranty claim out of them with that fancy 10-year warranty that they love to advertise. The company just has so many issues that it is hard to see them lasting for much longer. The next car company that's having so many problems that it's really getting pretty overwhelming is Stellantis. Now, I want to be clear, I don't believe that all Stellantis brands are at risk of disappearing. Certain brands such as Jeep, Ram, and Dodge still have brand value and recovery potential. But to say this company needs serious work is a major understatement. They are a complete financial disaster at the moment, suffering huge losses thanks to overpriced, poorly made products, which consumers are largely avoiding. I mean, just look at all the duds this company has at the moment. Chrysler, which only sells the aging Pacifica minivan, easily the most unreliable minivan on sale. Dodge, which only has the awful Italian-made Hornet and the electric Charger, which no one asked for and no one is buying. Alfa Romeo and Fiat, which are both a total joke, making uncompetitive, poor quality vehicles and really have zero reason to exist. And of course, there's Maserati, which is just an even worse, more expensive version. The only thing Maserati leads in is having the worst resale value in the entire auto industry. And this doesn't even count the other dud brands which Stellantis sells in Europe. On top of building lousy products, Stellantis has one of the worst reputations in the industry when it comes to customer service and dealing with warranty claims, which says a lot about the company. And what new strategy is Stellantis using to stay afloat? Clinging to their past by bringing back the Hemi V8s and gas-powered Chargers, which admittedly will help Ram quite a bit, but won't do much to turn the rest of the company around. I don't see much hope of a turnaround for this one in the near future, and I could even see things getting much worse before they get any better. As bad as that is, though, the problems over at Stellantis absolutely pale in comparison to all of the problems that this next car brand has, which is Jaguar. It is really sad to see how far this company has now fallen. Jaguar has already ended production of its entire lineup. The only model they sell for 2026 is the F-Pace SUV, and the units dealers have are just leftovers from the end of its production run, which the company is desperately trying to unload. Jaguar isn't producing anything right now, and they are done making internal combustion engine vehicles. Supposedly the plan is to re-enter the market at some point with a new EV, but given the state of EV sales, especially for ultra expensive high-end vehicles, the prospect of Jaguar making any kind of a comeback is slim to say the least. I really don't see any future for this brand, and buying one at this point is really just throwing your money away. And finally, that brings us to this last car brand of the list, which is VinFast. For those who are saying Vin what? VinFast is a car brand from Vietnam, which began selling EVs in North America last year, and so far it has been a disaster. The models that they make, the VF8 and VF9, are incredibly overpriced, underwhelming vehicles with no real standout qualities. They have loads of problems and have even faced major safety scandals, with whistleblowers claiming that the vehicles were poorly engineered and just downright unsafe, which is pretty scary. Basically, the only way anyone is buying them is with super cheap lease deals and 0% interest rates. And even then, I still would not touch them. It's very hard to see this brand surviving in the future, and when they are gone, well, just look at what happened to Fisker and anyone who bought one of those. In this day and age of incredibly high-priced cars, high cost of ownership, and stagnant incomes, consumers really need to be smart and careful with how they spend their money. And I believe many of them are doing just that, which is why the safe, reliable, high-value brands, such as, say, Toyota, have been taking off with skyrocketing sales and supply that just cannot keep up with demand, while the duds out there like Nissan and Stellantis have been drowning and are nearing financial ruin. Consumers just don't have the money to blow on unreliable, overpriced vehicles. So if these companies want to survive, they need to do much better. So, will any of these car companies be gone within the next year? Well, we'll have to see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're planning to purchase a vehicle and you live in Ontario, know that OMVIC is the vehicle sales regulator that's responsible for administering and enforcing the rules that dealerships must follow. To learn more about your consumer protection rights, visit omvic.ca. And if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, make sure to visit carhelpcan.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.